Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're new here. I'm Jamie, and today I wanted to come on and talk with you about a new fragrance brand that just released. This I got an email about last week. This is called Vivamor, and it is a sister brand to Navitus Parfums. So if you've been subscribed to Navitus for any time, if you bought any perfumes for them and they have your contact information, it's most likely that you received an email about this as well. So it's a new sister brand, and they had this discovery set for their scents that I wanted to pick up. Now it's an online brand, so you're not actually able to go out and smell these scents at any stores. You have to definitely get the discovery scent to experience what they smell like. It looks like most of these scents retail for $155 right now, but the discovery set was on sale for like 55% off. So I think it was in the hundreds and like $100 and something. But then with the 55% off, I ended up with shipping and handling, I think getting this for about $45, right under that. So I wanted to pick it up. I like Navitus perfumes, so I was very interested in this. And this kit comes with 11 different fragrances. So you open this up, it has very nice packaging. Navitus has nice packaging, so I would not expect any less. But here is the box, and when you open it up, I think you get about 5 milliliters of each different fragrance. And when you open them, they actually look like this. So it is this nice little sample. 5 milliliters is a pretty good amount, and 11 different perfumes to sample. So I thought this was a pretty good deal, and because I love Navitus perfumes, I thought it would be worth investing for to see what this is all about. So unlike Navitus, which seems like each release is definitely in collaboration with a YouTuber, this is just on their own. I think they wouldn't have been able to do this without the success of Navitus, but anyway, that's just my own opinion. When you get this great card that describes each of the perfumes. It even gives the perfumer the notes of the perfumes, which I'll describe as we go through this. And also, it's double-sided. I love this. This is so nice and handy. And then you do get a coupon for getting some discounts on some future purchases if you decide to buy from the brand. And a little bit about the brand. I guess it's a Latin influenced blend of words. The Vivamor, which is really viva and amor, meaning life and love, and they put it together. Anyway, it seems like an interesting little brand, and I'm excited to see more from them. But let me tell you about these fragrances, and I'm gonna go through them and rank them from lowest to highest. So these are extrait parfums. So they are supposed to be longer lasting and a higher oil content than alcohol content, which is every perfume, but this one has even higher of an oil content so that they last longer, project better, and all of the things that you would want in a perfume. And I've had that experience with Navitus perfumes, so I'm excited about these. I've only had this for like a day now, so I've actually wear tested 3 of the fragrances over the last day, and I'm gonna tell you about that, and we're just gonna get into them. So I'm gonna start from my least favorite to my most favorite, and you're gonna see me struggle through the pronunciation of these ingredients and the notes and also the names of the perfume. So we're just gonna go at it. Here we go. So let's start with my least favorite right now, and that is called Accoya. Accoya is this one. So they all look the same in the container, other than a little bit of change in the color of the oil, but I don't think that that's really anything to really worry about when applying. The least or the most oil, the darkest of the oil, still isn't like too dark that it would really get on your clothes or anything, I don't think. Maybe just like a total white t-shirt, maybe spray it on your skin more than your clothes, or step away. Anyway, all right, let's get into this one. Accoya. So Accoya actually comes in this blue bottle right here, and I think that the bottle accurately represents the fragrance. So this is more of like an aquatic fragrance to my nose. So yes, it's aquatic, it's light, it's kind of spicy. It really definitely reminds me of, it leans masculine. These are all supposed to be unisex. I think this one leans masculine to me, just in the way that traditional colognes with this type of aqua type of marine type notes lean. I'm not sure exactly why. it's that way, but that is just the way it is. I mean, maybe for the summer, this could be something that I would be interested in wearing, but for the most part, I feel like this is pretty masculine. I would like to smell this on a man, so I do like this one, but that's why it's on the lowest on my list, is because it's pretty masculine to me. So this one has top notes of Italian lemon, grapefruit and pink pepper, heart notes of African ginger and Indian jasmine sambac, and base notes of incense and amber. Whatever's spicy in here, maybe it's the sambac. Well, pink pepper is spicy as well. Anyway, I combine those together and it's just like a spicy cologne fragrance. Definitely not bad at all, just something I wouldn't least likely be able to wear just because I wear girlier fragrances, or I don't know, I like more gourmand scents, whatever that is. So let's move on to the next one here, and this is called I have creme written down here, but I know it's creme aqueous, maybe that's how you pronounce it. Smells very light, somewhat masculine. When it opens, pretty fresh, but there is like a creaminess. I do smell like some type of creaminess. It's very kind of, it's just clean, kind of plain. It doesn't like stand out. This is like a skin scent to me. This is not something that you'd be like, you're wearing cologne. Like, I would not know that you'd be wearing anything with this. Much more of a skin scent, light, not anything bad, just not something that I would definitely love. I think anybody could wear this one. It's just a very light scent. It doesn't smell gourmand at all, anything like that. Let's look at how this looks. So it's got this bottle right here that like fades. It's like an ombre bottle from a lighter color to a brown. And this one has top notes of Brazilian orange, iris, and black cherry accord. I don't really smell much of anything. Maybe, I mean, very, very light floral. Just kind of a clean fragrance. The heart notes are floral, orchid, chocolate, and caramel. Definitely not getting anything. I mean, there's a little bit of a creaminess, but there's no gourmand at all in here. Base notes are Tahitian vanilla, coffee, honey, oak tree absolute, and Ceylon cinnamon. Just like I said, very, very light, very faint. I just don't think that this one is going to catch anybody's attention unless you like something that's super light. So that's for like the non-perfume wearer. That's who I would recommend that to. Okay, moving on to, so there's 11 here. So I'm moving on to number 9 in my ranking. So 1 being the top, this is 9. The other ones were 10 and 11 that I just said. So this one is actually called Ultimate Aphrodisiac, and little bottle here. They all look the same. Let me find it on my sheet. So Ultimate Aphrodisiac. So this has a brown bottle. Or redder bottle. This definitely reminds me of the way that they did in Navitus, where they make the more gourmand ones, the darker red, brown color. So this one is very much like a true gourmand. I mean, this, if you like gourmands and you like the Navitus perfume line, you're gonna definitely love this one. If you like those, like the Embrace and XO Brandy. Okay, this definitely smells a lot like the Embrace. So I smell a lot of like nuts in the top. So I think it's almonds. In this one, it's bitter almond, rum absolute, and Sri Lankan cinnamon is the top notes. Very, very almondy, very sweet, very sugary, very similar to the Embrace. The heart notes are chocolate liquor, cocoa butter, and brown sugar, and the base notes are vanilla, musk, and African coffee absolute. So just a whole bunch of gourmand stuff pulled together. It's really, really sweet. And I feel like I'm a little burned out on this just because I bought all the other Navitus perfumes that are similar, like the Embrace. So, but if you really love the Embrace, I think you'll love this one. So Ultimate Aphrodisiac. Very, very sweet. Dark Indulgence is the name of the next one. And this one also is very much a gourmand. This one has top notes of Italian mandarin, Brazilian orange, and dark chocolate. And it has heart notes of hazelnut and amberwood, and base notes of Tahitian vanilla, ambergris, and musk. This one is very reminiscent for me for Chocolate Queen. Smells a lot like that, maybe slightly lighter. The opening is really nice. I do get the fruit in the opening, like a little bit of that orange, that mandarin, but definitely has a lot of chocolate and nuttiness in this one. Very similar to Chocolate Queen, but I feel like Chocolate Queen might be even just a step deeper, step more dark chocolate than this one. I think maybe it's the fruit that kind of keeps it up. Maybe just in the opening it kind of keeps it up. I feel like as the longevity, as this fragrance goes the distance, it definitely in the dry down turns more towards Chocolate Queen. And I feel like they're very similar in the dry down. So if you have Chocolate Queen and you love it, this would be something that you might be interested in. To me, I'm kind of a little bit burned down on that because I already have those fragrances. So I wanted something a little bit different, and those are kind of on the lower end of my list. So now we're gonna move into number 7 on my list, Rouge Imperial. And it is also in like a red bottle, which I guess is fitting for the name Rouge. Oh, I don't know if I showed the bottle of the Chocolate Queen or the Dark Indulgence. Dark Indulgence was the tan bottle like this. So very reminiscent of the way that Navitus does their perfumes, other than I would say this Rouge one, because this Rouge one, you would think according to the color scheme, this would be more like a gourmand, but I don't find it very gourmandy at all. So Rouge Imperial, this one I feel like is more, it opens with some saffron and fruit, and then it dries down to be more woody, I would say. So this is like a woody version, like the opening is kind of baccarat, a little reminiscent because of the saffron, and the name Rouge reminded me of baccarat, but it dries down to be very, very woody. So top notes of saffron and Bulgarian rose, heart notes of Indian jasmine, Tuscan orris, and Australian sandalwood, base notes of suede, Texan cedarwood, and Madagascar vanilla. Sorry, you cannot smell any vanilla in this. Definitely, like I said, it has a little bit of like rose, floral top notes, kind of smells slightly fruity. Maybe it's that combination there of the saffron and rose and jasmine. And then it really blends down to a very, very woody fragrance overall. So suede, you can smell the suede in here and the wood. So more masculine in my opinion, but not bad. It's just not sweet at all. I like sweeter fragrances and more floral, feminine type of fragrances. So that's not really my thing, but I do like it a little bit more than the gourmands because I'm just so overwhelmed with gourmands right now. All right, let's move into the next one, which is number 6 on my list, Tobacco Supreme. Tobacco Supreme looks like this. It is dark bottle, and this one is the tobacco fragrance. Surprise! All right, let me spray this one. Again, I've smelled these for quite some time, but I wanted to respray just to get the top notes for you. So yeah, I smell tobacco. I smell maybe some sweet like floral or liquor in the top. It's coming down and then it dries down very like tobacco and maybe just like mellow tobacco. So Tobacco Vanille goes up and sweet to me. This one goes like lower and mellows out, like just kind of a masculine kind of woody, yeah, almost like a oud wood type of mellow in the end. But okay, top notes of tobacco, Bulgarian lavender and Bulgarian rose. Heart notes of Egyptian geranium, nutmeg, clary sage, and amber. And the base notes are Altus cedar, Siam benzoin, tonka bean, myrrh, vanilla, and gaiac wood. So very like woody in the dry down with that cedar and gaiac wood. I don't really smell the sweetness from the tonka or vanilla. Just kind of like carries it through. And like I said, you do definitely smell tobacco. Tobacco is the standout ingredient in here, but it's really like mellow. It's very nice, but definitely would be great to have on a man. I think that would be a good one. Okay, moving into my top 5. This one, It gets a little hard up here on decisions, but this one, the next one is Aura Celeste is this one. And this one is much more fruity. So it has like very much a bergamot type of spin to it, and that lasts throughout the whole duration. The top notes are Calabrian bergamot and Spanish lemon. Heart notes are Brazilian rosewood, Egyptian jasmine, Madagascar black pepper, Floridian grapefruit, and Guatemalan cardamom. And the base notes are Indian olibanum, amber, Madagascar vanilla, and Tibetan musk. Okay, it's very nice. It's very like bergamot and creamy at the same time. So it's almost like got this vanilla mixed with these fruity notes that really like balances out. So it's definitely like a more springtime, reminds me of spring, summer because of like the bergamot and the lemon in it. And it brings it up. So it's very citrus heavy, but creamy at the same time. Citrus, but creamy. Like I said, this is my number 5 spot. I do like this one. I think the problem with citrus perfumes is that they don't last all too long. In my experience anyway. So that's kind of where I'm not that big of a fan. And it definitely reminds me of spring, summer. And I'm not in that zone right now. I'm in the gourmand zone, but not like really thick, heavy gourmands like the other two I mentioned earlier. But anyway, that's where I am. I do like this one. I think it'd be great in the spring and the summer. And I do see this, I guess, being very unisex. It could go either way. If you like those citrusy type of notes, then you would love that one. Same with the next one. So the next one is called Urbane. And oh, this one's also citrusy, but it goes in a more like orange citrus direction. That's what I would say. It does smell really good though. This would be great. This is, you know, one of my, I guess, top picks for the summertime. So it could be very unisex, straight down the middle. The top notes are Brazilian orange, grapefruit, lemon, Italian bergamot, and pink pepper. I don't really smell any spiciness in this one. It just smells like fruit in the beginning. Creamy fruit again. The heart notes are gin, lavender, neroli, and cardamom. They're all blended very well in this one. Base notes are Sri Lanka, sandalwood, amber, and musk. I really like this one. I think it just reminds me of summer. So that's kind of why it's throwing me off and not higher on my list. But it's number 4. I think this one, yep, very more orangey, creamy, but this not as creamy as Aurora. This one is very creamy. It smells like there's some ice cream in it or something. And Aura, yeah, there's like ice cream in the background, like a lemon ice cream. This one is more springtime in the park with oranges. It's not very floral, but it just smells greener, like a little woodier. And then there's orange. This is nice. This is very nice, but it's mellow. This is really good. So if you like citrus, I would say Aura and Urbane are like, get them. They're gonna be great for the summer. Okay, top 3. And this might be slightly influenced by the fact that it's winter time right now, but the top one isn't really. Anyway, let's just get into it. The next one is called Addiction Absolute, and it is more of a gourmand. This one is. It's in this black bottle right here. This one, like I said, gourmand. This one smells a lot like Raised Spirits, but it's in the cinnamon direction where Raised Spirits has, I think, pimento in it or something, which takes it like spicy, but kind of not in a cinnamon direction. This definitely reminds me of like holidays. I wore this last night to bed actually, and it lasted till this morning. I could barely smell it, but I could smell it this morning. This is great. It's very light. It is definitely not like a projector. I would say that this is probably like a closer to the skin scent. Yeah, this is more like a winter fall scent. Oh, you know what? And it's not even cinnamon, I guess. It's nutmeg that must be making that scent. Anyway, it just smells like the holidays a little bit. So Addiction Absolute, top notes are Jamaican rum and dried fruit. It's very pleasant. It's very mild, but yeah, it's a little fruity, but like dried fruit, I guess. Yeah, so it's like subtly fruity, and it doesn't smell like very citrus or anything like that. It's just sweet, fruity. The heart notes are Egyptian jasmine absolute. I don't really smell any type of flower in here. Indonesian nutmeg and French cognac. So yep, like that alcohol sweetness with that rum and that cognac and then that nutmeg. Just keep it really like sweet. This is light though, it's not heavy. I mean, this could be worn year round, but I think it leans more towards the fall. And then base notes of Caledonian sandalwood, amber resins, Madagascar vanilla bean, and cashmere musk. So this one's pretty good. I like this one. It's my top 3. Definitely fall and winter, but something I like. But I mean, I feel like it's very faint. So I would kind of, when I smelled it last night on my skin, I was thinking like, oh, this would be great to mix with like a vanilla or something. So I definitely thought about mixing that one. Now this next one is what I actually am wearing this morning. So I can smell it on my skin and it smells good. So this is Cherry Prive, and let me show you the bottle here. Once again, it's not really, I guess it's more gourmand. Yeah, it's got a lot of gourmand type of notes. This one actually has cinnamon in it and I can't really smell it. I do think this leans a little bit slightly masculine, but I like it. It just has, let me explain. It has almond and cherry in the opening. And that cherry does fade pretty quickly. So it's right there in the opening and I love cherry, but it fades out. So Cherry Prive, that's the name, I guess, catching your attention with that cherry, but it definitely fades out pretty quick. Then you have heart notes of Turkish rose and Sri Lankan cinnamon. I can't really smell any cinnamon in this one at all. It definitely smells very like leather-like in the dry down, but the base notes are vanilla, Texan cedarwood, amber, tonka bean, and sandalwood. So I think when it dries down, like that cedarwood and sandalwood really come to the forefront, and somehow in the mix of everything, it smells almost like leathery. The opening smells very sweet to me, and it smells sweet on my skin, but when I smelled the paper with the dry down, it didn't smell sweet. But I think my skin pulls it a little bit in the sweet direction, which I really like. And overall, I really like this one. Number 2 on my list, clearly, but I haven't seen how long it lasts. I mean, today was like my one day. Oh, let me show you guys the atomizer maybe, if you saw that. Yeah, it opens really sweet and nice, but I think it kind of dries down a little bit more mellow. It definitely could be masculine, but I like it. I think it's straight up unisex. I really like this one. I think it would be really good on the dry down. I would like to lighten it up or sweeten it up with something. But overall, it is good. Number 2 on my list, Cherry Prive. But don't expect like a long-standing cherry. It's there in the opening and then it's gone, like lost cherry. Like not as like in your face. It's very subtle. It's subtle mixed in. But it says cherry and almond are the opening notes, but you don't get like a whole blast of cherry in your face. You get a slightly nice, smooth cherry in the beginning and then that fades out. So it's not I think any of those other ones are more strong. This is a very light fragrance. And I think that you could make this more of a projector. You just have to like really douse yourself with it. But it is so nice. This is very nice. Okay. Last one, coming up to number 1, which is kind of rough because I'm not really sure if this is my number 1, and I'll tell you why. Because I wore it last night, yesterday in midday when I received this till the evening when I put on the other one. I showered and put that one on. Okay, this one is called Reserve. This one is Reserve exclusive. So this is good. It's really good. The only thing I think is it has like the opening. Ooh, I bet it's the Divana. Okay, so let me tell you the notes really quick and then I'll talk you through it. Top notes are gingerbread, accord, and roasted coconut sugar. Heart notes are whiskey accord, Turkish rose, and Indian Divana. And the base notes are cashmere wood, amber, and oak moss. So I think what's happening is because I had XO Brandy, and XO Brandy had like this note that I couldn't like put my finger on, and it was Divana, and I think that is what is in here. It is in here, but I think that's the note that like, it smells almost like fruity or something. On my skin, this smelled citrus for like the first 45 minutes, I would say. It was a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but it ended up smelling citrus in the beginning, and then it mellows out and it smells amazing after that. I mean, it is sweet, but not too sweet, and it's woody, but not too woody. I mean, it has like a great blend. It's very unisex. This one is. I really like this one. I think it's my number one. But the thing that kind of threw me off was like that what felt like citrus, but I think is the Divana, maybe, you know, the combination. It doesn't smell like gingerbread or anything, but gingerbread accord is in here. That's not what it smelled like to me, but it was like some kind of very sweet, like citrusy kind of thing that held on. And I wouldn't say it was the longest lasting. I mean, I've only tried 3 so far, and I feel like the longest lasting one was that Addiction Absolute. But really my top 3 being Addiction Absolute, the Cherry Prive, and the Reserve Exclusive. Each of them are very unisex. They're very year-round fragrances. I think the Addiction Absolute might lean more towards the fall, but they're both very like mellow, the Cherry and the Addiction. Yeah, Cherry and Reserve. And I think they could be worn year-round and almost like during the day. They're more during the day fragrances, I think. Yeah, I really like them. So overall, I really like them. If I had to purchase one right now, if somebody said buy one, I'd probably, actually, I'm gonna spend more time with the Reserve Exclusive because it smells amazing on paper, but I gotta see how I really feel about it on me for a little bit longer. Right now, if somebody said I had to buy one, I would buy the Cherry Prive just because I like the way I like the way it wears. I'm wearing it today. I think it's good, but I would like to lighten it up a little bit. But anyway, I know I've been babbling on for 20 minutes now. I hope you guys are more than that. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.